Howdy ladies and gentlemen, I'm Scrub, and welcome back to Going Medieval with the new fire update. Last time, we got our new settlement of Tewkesbury set up, and we just got the basics so far. We got our living quarters, we got a library, and we got the kitchen. And today we're going to open up with an attack. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be enough defenses, honestly, because, yeah, these doors, the way they work now, they don't even have to completely destroy them. They only have to get it down to, I think, 20% and they can walk through. So I think we might actually want to beef this up a little bit more. Because, yeah, we are playing on very hard survival, so I am a bit sketched out. And I think the other thing I want to try, which I haven't done, is try out these traps. Yeah, watch where you place them, because even settlers can accidentally trigger. So that's always sketched me out, so I'm thinking once we get closer to the raid, we'll actually try and fill this entire row up with stick traps. And we can probably actually put a couple around like so. And in fact, yeah, let's go ahead and turn this down so nobody hops on research. And probably start canceling any extra work we have that's far away from base. We'll chop a couple trees nearby just to be in case we need them, and chop some extra sticks up. And there is one other thing I'm thinking that might be worth doing. I was gonna have him use the spear. I think I'm actually gonna have him go with the sword and shield, and she'll just use the sling. Because I feel like with the shield, it'll be a little bit more defensive. So we'll try that out. But I'm hoping that our guys, because they know it's there, they'll like step around it. I'm not sure how that works. And the negotiator. Oh, hey, we have some new goats. Yay. And who's our best at speechcraft? You technically have higher, but you don't have a growth in it, so a lot of will be our settlement negotiator. And a potential candidate for a future bard. If she doesn't get killed here. Okay, so because we know it's here. Yeah, let's see if anyone actually walks on it and is okay. Okay, it seems like if you know it's there, it's fine. And we'll probably actually just want to do one more for good luck. Then I think once the negotiation gets back, then we'll just draft everybody inside the settlement and not try to risk any more unnecessary movements out here. Church of the Third Coming. The zealots demanded that you relinquish Margeria immediately to be burned at the stake, or possibly flayed alive, for their manifold sins. God's will should be done. They were authorized to kill. And I don't think we're going to agree to that. They're going to have 3 basics, 1 fierce, and 2 archers. Alright. And yeah, they want to fight. That's a-okay. We got 2.5 hours to prep. Okay, so it looks like they do slow down on it, but it's fine as long as they know it's there. Alright, yeah, you guys do your last bit, and then once you drop stuff off, we'll draft you. Alright, Margeria, you are a bow user, so you can go to this corner. Adonia with the sling, you can go over here. Godser with the sword and the board, we'll just have to have you hold one angle over here. And yeah, your job is literally going to be to just hold the line. And once Alada drops this off, we'll put her up on the wall. Okay, so the good news is that it's not an automatic setup, which is pretty much why I've never used these before. So that's good to know. We'll probably actually deconstruct those after the raid if we survive, but I think for now we're okay. And yeah, you go ahead and hop up on the wall as well. Yeah, I did like the idea of the slinger having a shield, but I feel like the sword and the board will be a little bit more defensive. How do they look? Oh, you've got the new throwing spears. Okay. And 1 archer. They've got a lot of shields, which is a bit of a problem, actually. So I think to start, everyone just head this way right away. And we will definitely be circling back down this way afterwards. So you guys get a little bit of separation, and let's see how they trickle in. Okay, this guy leading is actually pretty huge for us. And you can actually get over here. Because, yeah, if the guy eating all the initial shots doesn't have a shield, we can hopefully get a free pick before they can even react to it. And one unfortunate thing I did notice, she has literally 0 marksman, but hey, you know what? You landed your first hit anyway. Good job. Yeah, everyone keep focusing this guy, and yeah, let's make use of the new hold ground stance. Okay, that, I think, messed up your reload, so we probably shouldn't have done that. And you're going to hold your ground as well. Yeah, you guys hit this archer. Okay, you actually pull over this way to start picking at him at the gate. You guys, yeah, just double team this up. You need to keep moving, please. Okay, I think you're eating up some of those traps. There's that level 1 marksman, good to see. Yeah, you guys keep doing that. All right, we got the archer down. You focus this fierce marauder. Yeah, there's that, the new shield icons to let you know at a glance. It's pretty nice. Yeah, you guys focus this archer. You get right on the corner. Okay, I think they got tripped up by the stick traps, so they don't want to push that. All right, you hit that. You guys keep double teaming the archer. We've gotten lucky. They haven't hit us yet so far with their spears. Oh, okay, so yeah, see, we didn't turn on the new hold ground, so we kept pursuing. And, okay, yeah, they realize they don't want to stand over there and be useless, so they're coming over to this side. Yep, you hold your ground here. Slinger, get a little bit closer. You hold your ground, you hold your ground. Okay, Fierce Marauder down. Good. And since the way shields work now, it's actually directional, so since we're behind him, we're getting free damage. He can't use his shield. In fact, yeah, Slinger, you go ahead, head over to that side, and you come over here. Okay, I think with mass traps and a lucky spawn, we're gonna be okay. All right. We take those. We could do some prisoner war stuff. I'm honestly just gonna kill the guy. There we go. All right. That could have gone very wrong very quickly, because, yeah, these doors, they can just sneeze on them and they get through. For now, go ahead and allow everything. And where do we want to put the bodies? Probably over here for now. Yeah, enemy corpses. Oh, actually, that's a little bit close to base. Let's throw the corpses, let's say, over here. Why not? And let's go ahead and mark... Oh, we don't have room for a warfare stockpile, do we? We'll need to expand this one a little bit, I think. And then we'll probably need to make another one. We can keep weapons in the kitchen for now. Why not? There we go. Mark everything for urgent haul. And then we'll figure out what armor's good and we'll deal with that. And we can go ahead and start deconstructing all these. Yeah, these traps do require skill to set up. It was actually a lot higher than I was expecting it to be. What was that? Yeah, 15 construction. I don't know if... No, don't build another one. I don't know if deconstructing them requires skill or not. I'm just going to assume it does. And then, yeah, we'll need to repair these doors. But all in all, that definitely could have gone worse. I will take it. Yeah, it looks like the only person that can actually make traps is Adonia. And she has really good construction. So actually, just to be safe... I'm gonna turn you off urgent haul for a bit, just to make sure that we don't accidentally set off those traps. Yeah, you get to work on the construction efforts, and then we'll have you get back onto urgent hauling as a priority. And while we're at it, we can actually deconstruct this one as well, because I think it's a little bit cramped. And as soon as we can do the research, we're definitely gonna upgrade to legitimate gates, so no worries there. Okay, and it looks like she can deconstruct them pretty quickly. Go ahead and expand that to there, and we need to also set up apparel, because I don't think we have a place for that yet. Yeah, that was actually a really lucky spawn that they were on the other side of where our gate was. That gave us a lot of time to pick them apart. Hopefully by the next one we have some more legitimate defenses, and I definitely want to get some Merlins up for the next siege. And we got 2 new goats, so they need to start getting trained up as well. Looks like we've already run out of room for warfare again. No, not here. No humans inside the base. Please get the bodies out of here. We don't need them as trophies. It's quite frankly disgusting. Thank you. We don't want disease. And we're not cannibals yet. Okay, there we go. Hauling the last of the bodies over, and then we should be a-okay. Alright, now let's look through what we actually have. Doubt we're gonna find anything super high quality, but we'll need to look and see what we got. Now, we do have some summer clothes, which I think we're all still rocking winter. Sturdy gambeson. A great helm. And yeah, that's the other thing. Different shields do different things now. So a buckler is 40 melee and 45 range. A bigger shield, meanwhile, it's not as good in melee because it's a bit more cumbersome, but it's a lot better at covering against range attacks. So you kind of got to figure out your balance between those and figure out which you want to equip for what. So yeah, I think melee is going to be a lot more interesting in this version of the game. Although I won't be surprised if we do eventually end up going back to crossbow spam eventually. I don't think that'll be for a while, though. Speaking of, there is a short bow in here. Let's see. 238, 94, 12 meters. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give you a short bow for now. I think those are the only helmets we had. We have a couple hoods, so we'll definitely throw those on somebody. Okay, here we go. There's a decent gambeson. What are you wearing? Oh, you have a really good one. Okay, so yeah, I do think... It will be our second best fighter. Margeria, yeah, you can go grab this one. Then you can grab that, and Adonia can have this one slightly better. All right, so with that, we do have our first set of weaponry all set up. Oh, and actually, hold on. Yeah, these are... Where were they? Yeah, these javelins. I think because she's actually good at both, I'm gonna have Margeria grab these, and then we'll give her a shield to work with. Oh, and that's actually a decent bow as well, so we'll probably give that to somebody. Yeah, this steel buckler seems, or iron, seems pretty solid. So yeah, Margeria now, her weapons, she's actually gonna be okay in melee and okay at range, so... she's going to be real good at holding the line. And I'm guessing this steel sword's going to be better than anything they dropped. Yeah, he's probably better off with that for now. And actually, since we have it, I am going to try and get a couple people set up on... Oh, interesting. So it actually saved my templates from my other game. All right, well... Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure Summer Boys is high quality gear, so we just need to go regular summer for now. And I'll have you grab the other summer gear, since I think you two will, it's more important for you to be more comfortable, since you're probably our best fighters. And with everyone finished up, I think we can deconstruct this warfare stockpile and divvy this up inside. Okay, so everyone is upgraded on armor and weapons. We have some decent backups for whenever our next settler shows up. And now's the question of what do we want to build next? Because I'm thinking either workshop or warehouse. Oh, and we'll definitely want to turn the research back up. And I think after that, we actually need to do a solid amount of foraging. So we'll go ahead and grab a bunch of red Kieran. Okay, I think I've got an idea of what I want to do. And I think to start, we're going to go for probably the warehouse. We're going to start by building it into this. Thinking something like that. We can tear down all of those. I'm not sure if I want to deconstruct the staircase or not. Yeah, I think I'd rather have it flush with a wall than sit in freestyle. And we can go with a wooden door right there. Deconstruct some of that. And extend like so. There we go. So we'll have a nice little warehouse right here to start off. And honestly, we've been getting a lot of rain, which is pretty nice, because I'm not sure how rude the game's going to be when it comes to the fire stuff. I'm honestly kind of sketched out about having all this wood stuff next to the braziers. So we'll probably want to move the warfare stuff as well. And actually, while I'm thinking about it... Okay, I guess that's too far for a wooden beam. So we probably want to actually throw a couple... There we go. We'll get a couple wooden beams just to make sure this thing is pretty consistently supported. And we'll get a staircase right at the back. And since it's the warehouse, we'll go ahead and just do... You know what? We'll do... Yeah, we'll do wooden floors on the first floor of everywhere. I think I like that. And then save the wicker flooring for second floor. And we'll copy the entire first stockpile and cover the entire floor. And then we delete this one. Now get everything inside, please. And by inside, I mean just moving over here for now, because it's still literally outside, but you gotta start somewhere. And I think I have an idea for how I want to get up on the walls now that we've taken down that staircase. It's gonna do something a little bit different than what I normally do. I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna like it, but it's gonna be a fun little experiment, I think. It looks like we need to get up to 30 research. We'll get some of the other basic stuff first, but that's kind of a longer term goal, because we should have a little bit of a break between this raid and the next one. And speaking of that research, yeah, let's get our basic furniture up and running, because that should actually allow us to make our first room right there, library. Yay! We'll get the warehouse up and running first, though. And I assume with all the work we just did, we're gonna need a few trees worth of wood. I'm actually gonna leave this hole here for a little bit so that we can get this stuff a little bit easier. So when the next raid happens and they flood our base because I forgot to plug this, at least it's documented. Yeah, we got a lot of dead trees, so I think we can start playing the sustainability game. And ooh, even more barley. We need a bunch of that, because I think our next research I'm probably gonna grab fermenting, which we can also use red currant for that. But it's always good to have variety in your diet. And since we're gonna actually turn this into a library, I'm gonna put the bowyer table outside of our main house. We won't need it for a while. But future plan, what I'm thinking now that we have the warehouse over here, I'm probably gonna use this area as the workshop area. We are definitely waiting for two things. One, we want to get as much harvest done as we can. And two, I want to get terraforming so that we can tear up this rocky soil and then replace it with dirt. Alright, first floor of the warehouse is almost put together. Yeah, I usually go wicker flooring for everything in the warehouse. I do kind of like the wood flooring for the first floor. I might start doing this going forward. And a lot of it is getting that barley we just picked up in the ground. Excellent. And there is most of the wall except for the open breach. And now for the second floor, we want to go wicker. And is that going to cover everything? Perfect. Go ahead and chop some of these little bushes around base, get a little bit of extra stick income. All right, well, Margeria turned 29, and I think the first perk she picked up is a bad one. Mean and surly, barely even civil, Margeria is hard to work with and harder still to befriend. Well, it's a good thing you're not our speech person. Which is funny, because she has actually got the highest natural skill in it. Let's see, so that's all social interactions, and she's just gonna be moody all the time. Okay, now that we're getting most of the warehouse done, I think we're good to set up the library. Bookshelves, yeah. Yeah, we're already out of wood, so we're gonna get a bunch of that going. So we'll get that bookmarked for that, and then we'll have everyone go on a chopping spree. Okay, and that's all the corpses over here going to bone. That's a-okay. And make sure we get the barley inside. Settlers becoming annoyed. Let me guess. Oh no, it's Godser, actually. Oh, you're drenched and you don't like what you're wearing. Tragic. Actually, on that note, when can we get tailoring? Because I would like to make summer clothes for everybody. Okay, that's only 20. I might actually go for that next, once we get the library up and running. Okay, and yeah, Adonia's just going out and grabbing the wood as it's getting chopped down. Alright, here we go. The first bookshelves are actually being built, so we can go ahead and destroy the stockpile here. And there we go. Yay! Take care of the books, please. And there's the library. Love it. So now, if I remember right, yeah, this is gonna give us a little bit of a bonus when we are actually making the books. We'll have to pretty it up later. And speaking of, I did just remember something else I wanted to try at the end of my last run, as far as weapon storage. Yeah, you know what? I think the armory / workshop, it can wait a little bit. Yeah, let's just say I think I have a plan that might work out for everything. Oh, and there is our first goat trained, Bilba. So now we can have you start doing hauling for us. Yay. And I think that means we also need to set up a trough outside for them to eat at. Yeah, weirdly enough, can I change that actually? Yeah, as soon as you train stuff, for some reason they just never go back into the pen. I don't know why they do that. I'm sure there's a way to do it that I'm just not doing, but for now, this will be alright. Because now, Bilba's just going to start doing some passive hauling for us, which is fantastic. But I think now that we're done with our first siege, we can officially start prioritizing stuff. And we'll definitely want everyone on construction for the foreseeable future. Probably don't have you deal with botany at all. Oh, especially because you can be doing research, so yeah, definitely don't need you doing that. Yeah, right now we actually just kind of need everyone to help out with mining because no one's particularly good at it. Okay, we didn't need to modify too much, but this is the current template that we're going to be running. And honestly, because a lot is already pretty busy, I'm going to take you off mining. So I think that'll be okay. Okay, slight problem with leaving the base literally wide open. Animals can get inside and try to steal food. Oh, hey, we're actually making an animal feed. Good news. Bad news. They're trying to steal my stuff. So we should probably go ahead and plug this back up. Alright, get out of here, you little bastard. You get one. Next one that comes in is getting hunted as a priority. Oh, and I did a carcass check, and there was a pheasant out there, which is almost dead anyway, so I don't know if we're going to get around to that in time. If not, I'm not too worried about it. And Margeria, what happened to your javelins? They shouldn't have broken. I didn't tell her to drop it. Maybe, can you run out? I didn't see anything about an amount on there. I guess you can just actually grab the short bow because you're going to be getting the long bow most likely. We might actually want to swap you over to this buckler. Let's see. 40, 45, has slightly more hit points. Weirdly enough, it's just as flammable, even though it's made of metal. Yeah, you can just take that one. I think it looks slightly nicer. And actually, since she is the best at it and has a bunch of growths in it, I am going to turn everybody else off of hunting. Okay, I just realized Alada is really good in melee. So I think I'm actually going to swap Godser out because he's also got a growth in it. Fortunately, she was also the one that I also armored up best, so it's actually a pretty good swap for these two. And first day of summer. Summer appeared like a warm blessing, coaxing the settlers to shed their warm clothing. Now is the time to build underground storage to keep food fresh in the sunny days to come. And we definitely want to do that. High temperatures, chance of heat waves, which will be worse now because fire's a thing. Underground storage. Days are longest at midsummer when sun's at its highest. The terraforming research, which we want, is at 45. Okay, Adonia's actually getting it done very quickly, though. You don't have anything else you need to do you? Okay, construction and then research. And smithing, but we don't really have that yet. Okay. I'm alright with that. And we do have Godser as a backup on that. As well as on harvesting. Yeah, just getting your first animal hauler is such a huge help, because that means you can just leave stuff laying around and it'll make its way back eventually. Is extremely nice. And let me guess, all our animal food went into this one. Alright, well, we'll throw you back on hay for now so you have something to eat. I'm actually going to send Margeria hunting real quick because we have a deer right next to base. Alright, good miss. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to do that. Yeah, so what you want to do is... Okay, that was a thing. What I was going to say before we decide to moonwalk over here... Oh, yes. Okay, that's what I wanted. Perfect. Grab the longbow. And we didn't land a hit, so we can cancel that hunt. But yeah, what I was going to say is when you have the AI hunt on its own, it's always going to go to the max distance. So sometimes it's worth actually drafting and hitting G to do the manual attack, get a little bit closer, and then do that, so you're a little bit more accurate. Because weirdly enough, the deer aren't necessarily super skittish about people, they're just skittish about getting shot at least in my experience. I'm sure if you just have people stand next to them, they'll run away, but usually you can get close enough to get a better shot. And we've got people doing a lot of hauling, so I'm gonna set up some more chopping jobs for future building. Ooh, that's a nice little patch of herbs. Definitely grab that. And we were just talking about mining. It looks like we've already started to gather some of the iron that was over here. So I think we can actually go ahead and start marking up stuff pretty far out for hauling, since I'm going to try and keep our guys busy. So hopefully that means the goats just going to come out here and start grabbing stuff. Okay, we marked just about everything else, which wasn't much left. I think it's some dirt, which we can use for terraforming, and a bit of clay. And speaking of clay, once we get that research for some of the stuff we can build with this, we'll want to start a major mining operation over here. And we also got this little node nearby. And just because I'm so worried about research, I'm actually going to turn Adonia down to 2, and I'm going to let everybody else do the construction. It's going to be a lot less efficient, but 1, they'll all be able to level it, so they'll all be competent at the end of it. And 2, that means we can just power through our research and hopefully get a lot of cool stuff sooner. And speaking of, I think we can do our first one. I'm going to build some beds, which we have to destroy these ones first. Just to double check, I don't need... Okay, you just need... I think the only person that can build the beds is actually Adonia. Alright, so we immediately have to undo our work, which is fantastic. So you guys go ahead and get that set up, and then she can come take care of everybody. And there's the last one. There you go. Okay, so once Adonia makes sure everyone has a place to sleep tonight, then we can start letting her do all the research. Alright, looks like she'll be able to get that done before bed tonight, so that's good for everybody. Now, that goes back down to 2, and I think we're good to go ahead and get started on the second level of the warehouse, or at least the framework for it. And the other thing I was thinking about doing, it's another 10. Okay, the wooden chairs that are actually good chairs are at least not 10, so we can go ahead and build some of those. And yeah, we need to get the tailoring done. So we can do that. We'll get the sewing station built in the morning. And I guess we'll just set that outside over here as well. And we're not going to actually do it for a little bit, but my super genius plan, and by that I mean something that may slightly help us out, since we're worried about aesthetics because that makes the rooms look better, which I think means people work better, we're going to use wall-mounted weapon racks as decorations. So that way we save room on the floor, and we also have a place for everything to look nicer. So I think it's going to be kind of a win-win. We'll see how it actually works out. But unfortunately, those all require 10 constructions, so we'll have to wait for Adonia to build those. Here that are hopefully one of these guys ranks up. I think Godsir was 9. Yeah, Godsir's at 9, so hopefully he levels up and then he can build those. And it looks like we have to go pretty far afield to go get our resources right now. All right, there is our first sewing station. And summer clothes until we have, I'd say, 4 in reserve should be okay. And who are we going to have do that? Tailoring, it's going to be Godsir, of course. And we should have the flax for that. But he will prioritize construction, which is what I want him doing. Okay, and yeah, we're officially out of wood at base, so we definitely need to do a pretty decent round of chopping. And what research is up now? Yeah, we definitely want that fermenting, so we can make sure we're not getting dehydrated. Okay, and there goes Godsir to tailoring right away. Oh, it looks like our first harvest of flax is coming in, which means the barley should be right behind it. And yeah, we're letting all this cabbage go to seed. After that, I'll probably go for a round of ripe or maybe even flowering. We'll see how it looks, because a lot of these vegetables are going to get used up in animal feed, and it looks like food's a problem, so I'm just going to go for a giant bunch of red currant once the flax harvest is done. Oh, and it looks like Margeria is preparing food anyway, so perfect. Actually, Margeria, you're not really doing much. Why don't you go ahead and do some fishing with eels? So we're actually going to need salt. Oh, you know what? I don't think we can do that yet, because we don't have a stove. Alright, well, at least we know what we want to do next. And Margeria is extremely bored, so I'm going to actually give her a little bit of the cutting so she can actually help chop down some of these trees, because everyone else is busy with the harvest right now. But I won't have her touch the actual crops or anything important. Hey, Adonia's going to start grinding out intellectual. You love to see it. Oh, hey, speaking of, all right, we got our first summer clothes. So go ahead, throw you on summer. And then once Godsir finishes this one, we can throw the next person on, and then everyone will be over on summer gear. And it looks like with the braziers on low, we're keeping about 65 inside. So I think we're good to leave those. If it gets hotter during the day, I'll probably turn that off, but right now it's our only light source, so. If you open windows, does that let enough light in to compensate for that, or do you always need a fire source? I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like Windows is a little bit greedy right now. We have plenty of other projects to work on, and right now we're just in full chop mode. I'm marking every dead tree I see, and it looks like we got enough wood to get the fermenting station underway. Margeria up to 3, love it. The grind to 10 begins, and that'll be summer close, excellent. So now everyone is on basic summer, and then once we can actually get down to making good gear, then we'll upgrade to our old templates that are set up for the high quality gear. Yeah, you're gonna be sad because it's not the prettiest, but it's better than winter gear right now. Who's this? Oh, I think this is just a free one. An alien travel shuffled haltingly into Tewkesbury. Given time to recuperate, he claimed he could work, but in that moment he looked pretty rough. Would Aldolf be permitted to convalesce? Yes, but what do you do? Alright, looks like you're gonna be very bitchy to start out. That's not great. You have no stars. That's gonna be interesting. Alright, so what is your actual deal? You do have a pseudonym. Once took 3 pirates after drinking for a day and a night. No one remembers if he prevailed through bravery or foolhardiness. So he is good at animal handling, decent at speechcraft, good at melee, but sucks at both types of combats and unskilled labor. That is not great, dude. I suppose the good news is that we probably have our backup guy to just do all the crafting and whatnot. Okay, well, you are gonna go up to those. Alright, so we have animal husbandry down on lock, which isn't honestly the best because you don't need that many people doing it. Actually, you know what, though? He's a decent researcher. We're definitely gonna turn those up. And you're a decent tailor. Okay. So you don't have growths, but we'll just grind some of the skill out. It's fine. And yeah, you'll actually be pretty good at just doing crafting in general. And congratulations, you get to be our #1 miner. And you're gonna learn to construct. He'll be alright. He's doubling up on a lot of stuff we already have, but more hands makes for easier times. So we take what we can get. Oh wow, he actually got... Oh, you need a bed, don't you? Right. Okay. We got a bed there. After you're done eating, I'm actually going to have you prioritize this. You don't actually have any health problems, though. You just need to rest, so that's good. And, yeah, what do you have down here? Okay, so yeah, he's naturally attuned to that. He's an early bird, and he's contemplative. Not the best selection of perks, but sometimes you're just going to get crappy characters. You just got to deal with it. Especially early game when you can't be picky. Alright, Margeria is officially level 1 botanist. She is absolutely crushing it. Okay, there we go. And you get that bed, so you should probably chill out. Also, game, you say he's tailoring. I'm not convinced he is. Unless he's tailoring a book together. And also, why are you not on a shelf? Animals, I swear. Yeah, go convalesce, dude. Take 5, you're fine. Oh, actually, do you have... You probably don't have summer clothes on. I think everyone starts off with winter gear. And he doesn't like doing it, but he is pretty decent in melee. So we'll probably give him some of that gear. And since everyone's kitted out, I'm gonna go ahead and start moving all the warfare stuff up here until we get the weapon racks and armor racks installed. Also, why do we have a dung pile inside the kitchen? That is the last place we need one of those. And now we've got the, brewing stuff set up, so we're gonna have the fermenting juice, then milk, then mash after all that. And once we get all this stuff moved, I'm gonna have our cooked food sit in the kitchen for now. Right now we've got all the medicine in the... Oh, we gotta fast forward manually. Yeah, because we got all our seeds and stuff in here. Okay, so I think now that he has a place to lay down, he might be down for the day, but... After today, I think he'll be alright. And yeah, priority, we need to clean up a bunch of dung and get all the weaponry moved, and then we can start storing all our stuff in here that we need to. And now that we have this set up, we'll save this exclusively for animal carcasses. In fact, we should probably expand this a little bit more. There we go. And hopefully it's far enough away from the heat source that it doesn't affect it. Okay, actually, he got to work a lot earlier than I was expecting. Good job, dude. We can go to having 3 backups. I think we'll be alright on summer clothes. And we'll go ahead and set the winter clothes for the same thing. We're not going to worry about decrafting for a while, until I know we're solid on our production. Now that the dust has settled on getting all the important stuff up, I went ahead and reordered the list a little bit to account for Alduf. He's pretty much going to be splitting a lot of duties with Alada, so they're kind of all filling in gaps for each other, but I think it'll all work out. We should pretty much always have somebody on research. I say is I don't think there's anybody doing research right now. Oh, it's because Adonia wants to finish up that construction. That's fine. Yeah, we'll get these weapon racks installed and then we should be okay. But yeah, now this should hopefully make the places look a little bit nicer. Okay, so she's back on that. Yeah, I think I actually do want you on. Yeah, so hopefully either of them will always be doing research now. Yeah, turn you down to 2 on construction. Okay, I think that'll be alright. So now Adonia should be able to help out with construction whenever possible. And he'll cover her on research, and then she'll get back onto it once we're caught up. Here we go. Now we're gonna have all that. We're gonna have milk in here. Okay. Now we should have a pretty good account of what we have in the kitchen. And our research is definitely starting to start snowballing, so I think we can probably save up for terraforming. Yeah, you know what? Let's get food preservation online first. Why not? So we'll have the smokehouse right outside the kitchen, and we'll keep a shelf up here as well. And we'll move the shelves down into the cellar once we build that. Also, interesting. Ilba, why are you not actually hauling? There's plenty of stuff to be hauled, but you're just sitting here being useless. You're gonna end up getting slaughtered if you don't help out, buddy. Just letting you know that. Yeah, there's a lot of hauling that needs done. Why are you not? Default. Yeah, they can pass through that. Wait, enemies and animals cannot. Right. Okay, so that's when you decide to start. Okay, the animal hauling might be a little bit weird right now, because you were willing to go mount a sling on a weapon rack, but you're not willing to go grab logs that we desperately need. Good. Fantastic. And yeah, these are all on the exact same door setting, so... Okay, I don't know what's wrong with our goat, but our animal hauling has decided to be mostly useless. So I guess we can't count on that for the immediate future. And to start off, we're just gonna have all food on these shelves. We'll probably transition over to the seeds and medicine once we fill these ones up, but I want to see how much we have laying around versus how much we actually need on there. And I'm going to make sure that we aren't leaving cooked meals on the ground. That is just the raw stuff. Oh, speaking of barley, yeah, we got our first harvests in, so good news there. Okay, so what hours do you work? Because now you're doing stuff again. Okay, I think Bilba just works her own hours, so do you, boo-boo. And we're almost caught up on tailoring. And yeah, now we just got weapon racks all around the place, so hopefully that means... Oh, wow. Okay, so I don't remember what that was at. I want to say it was at, like, 3.5. So I think this did actually help quite a significant amount, because I think that means this place is going to be more efficient, because people in here are going to be happier. So I think that's actually a decent idea. I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth it or not, but... I think with this, we can kind of avoid having that giant armory space that I had on my last run. Because yeah, what I ended up doing is I basically just had like a giant stockpile on the ground, even when I was building all the weapon racks, so... Hopefully spreading it out throughout the settlement will look a little bit nicer, and it'll help everyone be more efficient. Of course, I do think the one problem we're going to have is that if I'm trying to track down a specific weapon, I'm going to have to go room to room for it, but... Honestly, that's a small price to pay for everyone being a little bit happier and better at their jobs. And I think that's where I'm going to call it apart for this one, ladies and gentlemen. First siege, I'll be honest, I feel like we got kind of lucky there, because they kind of derped themselves on this corner for a while, and they had to walk past our shooting gallery, which was great. But yeah, now we have a decent number of people, and we're starting to get our research underway. which I think once we get that going, we can actually set up some legitimate defenses. So next time, I think we're going to start powering through our research, and we'll come up with a legitimate defensive plan. We also need to finish the warehouse, and once we get terraforming, we'll clean up some of this, and then we can get started on the cellar. So hopefully y'all are looking forward to that. Until then, thanks for stopping by. See you later.